We're live. All right. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Tom from Resell America, where my YouTube channel is Liquidation Motivation, where we talk about eBay, Amazon, pallet buyers, truckload, bin stores, liquidation stores, consignment shops, and building wealth, making your side hustle and putting it into appreciating assets to build your wealth. My favorite is crypto. All right. So today we have a super extra special edition because we got Damien from Nice Finds. Damien, welcome to the channel. How you doing, buddy?
Thanks, Tom. I love this. I'm just so excited to be here. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you so much for having me. And yeah, man, I'm excited, and let's talk live. I love my
So Damien and I, we met in Vegas, right? We've talked a few times in the past, but when we both went to ASD in Vegas, we hung out a little bit. We might have spent a little bit too much money, some places that we probably shouldn't talk about, but I don't know if you're married, Damien, but my wife doesn't watch. My wife doesn't watch my content, so I'm safe. But anyways,
thank God.
All right, Damien. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell everybody about yourself.
Yeah. So my name is Damien. I own Nice Finds in Aurora, Illinois. It's a 14,000 square foot bin store. It's an old Walgreens. Run a bin store. Started with a bin store, now kind of converting it all to a liquidation company, right? Probably Tom's YouTube channel, Liquidation Motivation, had a big impact on that. Me and my partner realized quickly that you need to be able to move this inventory with different avenues, right? You cannot just rely on one bin store. You cannot rely on your bins to be the only revenue generator. So, started in November 2020 in the middle of a pandemic. I was doing research for 6-7 months before that, visiting as many bin stores as possible, and kind of just fell in love with the idea of liquidation. And here I am talking with Liquidation Motivation.
Awesome. 15,000 square feet. That's big. How much of that is dedicated to the bins?
I would say around 65%. So I would around 9,500 square foot of sales floor. Then you got like 500 for like offices and break rooms and bathrooms and stuff. And then the rest will be storage in the back. So it's an old CVS or old Walgreens. So if you can just picture a Walgreens, I didn't know this, but they're all the same size, like 14, 250, around that range. It's insane. So they got it down to a science, but we got an old one that wasn't on the corner. And you know how they kind of converted everything to be on that corner. That's their slogan now.
Right.
So yeah, we snagged an old Walgreens, got super lucky. Our landlord is a cool guy, and yeah.
Okay, so I'm assuming you have so this is Stan. Where is this? The store behind me?
That's McDeal's in Melrose Park, Illinois.
There you go, McDeal's. So these are 4x8 bins. How many 4x8 bins do you have in your store?
I have so my bins are actually 24 feet by 4 feet. So I have them linked 4x8s. 3 of them are linked together, right? So I have 3 of right now. I have 4 to 8 of those out. I have more in the back. We like to fluctuate the amount of bins without really anyone knowing about it, like per se, because summer was kind of slow season, right? The more bins you have out, the more inventory you have to put out. If you don't get enough foot traffic, you can't clear that number. It's not going to be a good time. So I still have around 30 bins ready to go at any given moment's notice. So once the Christmas shopping begins, we'll be back with more bins.
Okay, that's interesting. So you fluctuate the amount of bins according to the inventory. Yeah, so we both know.
Don't get me wrong, not every week. This is every like 2, 3, 4 months, kind of as the seasons go, right? Christmas season, we're gonna have probably double the bins. So once it starts slowing down, and you have instead of 150 people in line, you have 40, 50. I'm going to start taking some bins out because I just know the foot traffic is not going to pick up for another 2-3 months.
Right. How do you control the inventory? How do you stay ahead of the inventory, Damien?
Oh, I buy ahead. That's for sure. That's probably the biggest issue I would say that the newbies and people that aren't experienced are having. You have to stay ahead. We stay at least 2 weeks ahead. So right now I should have around 2-3 weeks worth of inventory in the back. And then, once we put it out this week, I already have another truck coming up tomorrow. So always warehouse is trying to always be full. And because you never know with these truckers and the logistical work to get these loads to where they need to be, yeah, you can't rely on that and try to get it week by week basis.
Okay, excellent.
And I guess
all right, so
I
inventory.
didn't really answer your questions. How do I track inventory? Just an Excel sheet. Just take the truck, right? So I know a lot of people just kind of go, oh, I put out a whole truck or half a truck, and then they just divide it up. I do it by pallet. So, and if anyone needs any help, like I was an accountant, so I kind of have some Excel sheets built out. I can send it over to you. Just shoot me an email or whatever. But pretty much take the truck, add the shipping, divide it by pallets. It's not very complicated. And then it just depends on the week, how many pallets we go. So if I go through 8 pallets at Target, it's going to be 8 times $550, right? My cost for the week is, don't quote me on the math, around $4.5 grand. And then you'll have, maybe I'm using Amazon 6-footers, right? And I'll have 10 of those. Then I'll take 10 times the $800 that I paid for those equals $8,000. Then I sum everything up, and that's my expense and inventory for the week.
Okay, so do you source anything locally, or does everything come in truckloads?
Locally, yes, from local liquidators. So I've kind of taken your approach with trying to be friends with anyone and everyone, because you never know who's going to be able to help you. And when we were starting out doing some research and just Googling and calling around liquidators in the Chicagoland, Illinois areas, we stumbled across a guy that he's just like, yeah, man, I have these 4, 5, 6 pallets every week of linens that I just don't use because they don't fit his store. I could sell them off to you, right? So we picked those up for very, very, very cheap because we're just doing him a favor, right? And because of the business model, we can pretty much get rid of anything that we want and can through the bins. So yes, I do source some locally. I've been working on that. It's very hard, as you can imagine, to find that really, really good source. But yeah, as close as you can get it to your location, the better.
Okay, excellent. So, all right, now product mix. That's probably one of the questions that I get asked the most. What kind of products? I know you mentioned Target already, Amazon. What do you think the perfect product mix? I know it's not always available, but what is your magic sauce for product mix?
Magic sauce. My magic sauce will be definitely half of it will be filler. So what I consider filler is probably coffin boxes, mystery boxes, maybe some FCs from Amazon. That's going to be your highest piece count. Yes, you're going to have 1,000 face masks, but $1 day and $2 day, those small little things really pop off. And
hang on one second. For those who don't know, what is an FC?
Fulfillment center load. So that's coming from Amazon. Amazon will have they have so many warehouses that they split it up to return centers, fulfillment centers, right? So if things are coming from a fulfillment center, that means that they never even reached a customer before. They've never left the Amazon warehouse. And maybe that product just didn't do well on Amazon. Maybe for other reasons they need to liquidate it. So they pull it all from all the Amazon's warehouses, from the FC warehouses, fulfillment centers, and they put it into those loads. And that product is 98% brand new because, like I said, it never made it to that customer in the first place.
All right. So you take those are fillers, and then you add what to it?
I will add some Amazon returns. So because those will be your higher value items, those are pretty much guaranteed to sell on those higher price days. Then I will my local stuff. The guy from Linens, I have a lot of Pottery Barn through him, which is amazing. Those things have $300 tags on them, and so like there's zero left after $7 days. So those have been a really, really good seller. And then some Target, maybe some Kohl's. It just really depends on what we're trying to do that week, but I usually try to bring, so Amazon is a staple that will be in my store 98% of the time. And then I will mix in maybe some Target, maybe some Kohl's. It's pretty much it. And Pottery Barn's been a big one recently.
Nice. Hey, if anybody has any questions they want to ask myself or Damian, feel free to put it in the chat down below. We're on multiple different platforms today, so feel free to put any questions you have. Some Facebook user said, "My man." I'm not sure who that is. That's Colton. Colton, what's up, buddy? You should be on here
What's
with
up,
us right now,
Colton?
man.
Yeah, definitely.
Another
That's
expert in the industry, man.
That's the expert right there.
Certainly, certainly. Colton was in Vegas too. We had a great time in Vegas. Okay. Tell me, our pricing strategy. We haven't talked about that. What is your pricing strategy, and what are your thoughts on if you were doing another store? Would you do the same? Would you change it? I mean, how do you think about your pricing strategy of a bin store?
Pricing strategy. So we've been. This is our second experiment. So we first started with closed Thursdays and Fridays because my idea was that why would we open on Friday? That's crazy. People are at work. Who's going to line up at 9 a.m.? Turns out Friday is the biggest retail day in America. Once we changed it to and added a Friday and changed restock to only being one day, our sales have truly gone up. So $7 Friday, restock again, $7 Saturday, $5 Sunday, $3 Monday, $2 Tuesday, and $1 Wednesday. And that 3-2-1 has changed the game for us. I think it's like the most perfect drop you can possibly have because people will now it will pull away from that dollar day, and people will be more inclined to come in and shop on the $2 day, and then you're getting an extra buck every time you sell an item, which adds up in the long term.
Awesome. And what about, do you do a bag sale at all?
So we're actually having a bag sale Saturday. We like to have those just sporadically, Labor Day, 4th of July, just give people a reason to come into our store. So we either save overstock and have like 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 pallets of overstock to kind of dump out into the fill a bag day, or we just run really low low quality inventory and just have a major fill a bag day. And it's kind of like more like a customer appreciation day. So we'll have those every 2 months.
And are you using the Fracta bags, the IKEA bags?
The IKEA bags, the blue bags, yep.
Yeah, and what do you sell the bags for?
Sorry, just got to turn on the fan. Jesus, I was sitting in a warehouse. My office is in the middle of the warehouse, so it's super hot. No, yeah. So we did a $20 fill a bag, and it was just a blue IKEA bag where you filled it up, and then at the register they would transfer everything over into our little plastic bags, right? Once we did 2-3 fill a bags, we're like, this is kind of a waste of time. An IKEA bag costs like $1.50. Let's just bump up the price to $25, $30 a fill a bag, and then give them the bag. So now it expedites the process because now it's just like I give them the blue bag. They get to keep it. People love the IKEA bags because they can go shopping with it and do whatever else they want with it. And they get to keep the bag, and we get an extra $5, $6, $7 fill a bag sale.
Yeah, I swear, like IKEA must be going, what the hell is going on with our Fracta bags? Because, we order like 1,000 at a time. Like everybody's ordering these bags, but
I ordered some more yesterday just to have in case of next time. It's 2 weeks out. It used to be one day that they just drop it right there and then they use a little box truck. It's 2 weeks out right now. So I ordered and I'm picking up 9/15. That's crazy.
Nice. Nice. All right. So Colton said next time, haha, definitely Colton. Yeah, listen, both you guys, 100%. Anytime you want to come on the show, feel free to log on. I love you guys. You guys are such an asset to this business. But we got a Facebook user saying, why can't you buy direct from Amazon rather than go through a third-party liquidator?
You want me to answer that, or you can?
Yeah, you want to try it? You want to reach out? You want to try
well, I mean, it's all about volume, right? It's the same thing with why some brokers deal with some people and they don't with others. It's about volume and how much you can actually take and buy. Amazon is not going to deal with people trying to buy 3 pallets at a time. Their logistics are just so far ahead that they need buyers that will take 15, 10, 20, 30, 40 trucks a week. If you can't do that type of volume, you can't go Amazon direct. So you're going to have to find that third-party liquidator that's going to be able to supply you with direct Amazon loads, just not directly from Amazon, I guess.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, if you think about the average bin store owner, most people own 1. I think there's some that I own 2, some own 6. But even if you own 6 loads, you're putting a half a truckload in each bin store a week. That's only 3 truckloads. Amazon's not going to talk to you. They don't give a, they don't deal with anybody that small. So you have to go through either a contract holder. The contract holder might not even talk to you because you're not a big enough buyer. Exactly. So then you're going to have to go through a broker, somebody who maybe can sell 30 or 40 of these loads for the contract holder. So that, there's so many people come on these chats and say, hey, we got to buy, we got to buy direct. I mean, that's kind of the goal of Bin Store Co-op on Facebook, is that we can get everybody together and hopefully get to the contract holder to give us a special rate. That's what we're fighting for. That's what we're trying for. That's what we're negotiating for. But if you're a little guy, I don't care how many stores you own, they're not going to. I mean, I hear you got to have millions and millions of dollars in liquidity in order to get one of these contracts. So yeah, and that doesn't mean it's going to move. I hear there's loads like everywhere across America right now just sitting there where they don't have enough buyers. There's so much product out there, and I do see the price going down and down.
The returns in online sales have just skyrocketed, right? The amount of people that were ordering stuff and then returning it, and then also selling it on Amazon, and then they're not selling. I mean, it creates a lot of product. So there's a lot of product out there, but yeah, like you said, they're not going to deal with small fish.
Yeah, I got a few more questions here, but let me ask you a question. Lease rate. And you're in Chicago, which I'd assume is an expensive city. I've been to Chicago a few times. It's very wealthy. What kind of lease rate are you getting on your old Walgreens?
My old Walgreens is costing us around like 13 plus overhead plus cams. So plus cams. So it's a triple net.
Oh.
Yeah, and we're 45 minutes on the outside of Chicago. We're not even in Cook County. I mean, I grew up in Cook County. My partner grew up in like Chicago, and we specifically went out into the suburbs to drop that rate from, $15, $14 a square foot to 10, 11-ish, right? And we're
okay. So for those people, now I know you're an accountant, man. So I love that part that you can do all the books and the P&Ls and that. Explain to the people that don't know what a triple net lease is.
Triple net, it just means that you're going to be paying all the expenses of the property, and it will be split up between all the tenants, right? So when you're renting your apartment, your home residential apartment, you're going to have a lease, and it's going to have pretty much, they're going to tell you still owe for gas, you still owe for electricity, but the landlord will most likely pay the guy that's going to cut the grass, the parking lot cleanup, and property taxes. Commercial leasing is kind of different. They're smart about it because they try to pass it on to the tenant, right? Because the tenants are businesses and they know they can write all this off as business expenses. So just the industry standard of triple net lease will be that all the tenants in the plaza or on the property will split your maintenance costs. So any, parking lot maintenance, snow removals, all that stuff will get split accordingly by the tenants, and then property taxes. What else? There's another one, no? That's why it's called triple.
So it's taxes, insurance, and CAM. Yeah, taxes, insurance, and CAM. Yeah. So the other side of triple net leases are gross leases. So I'm fortunate that my 2 bin stores have gross lease. You ready, Damien? You ready for this? How much I pay?
I don't want to know.
$3 a square foot gross.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, that makes it hugely, very easy to make a profit in those stores. I'm going to look at a 14,500 square foot store tomorrow, $350 a square foot, but it is a triple net. So that'll probably bring it up to maybe $5. But I'm super excited about doing my 3rd store. Somebody put in the comments, how can I put my name out there, or will it just take time? Listen. I've said this before in my shows that you do not own a bin store, okay? Get the mentality that you don't own a bin store. You own a marketing company, okay? Because you need to learn how to market your product before you buy the store. If you're no good at marketing, don't open the store. If you're not willing to, look at what Damien and I are doing. I know Damien does his Facebook Lives. Right now we're on 8 different channels. We're broadcasting on 8 different channels. We have 8 different audiences watching this. So if you're going to go into any business, I don't care what your business is. If you want to sell Bitcoin bulls, no matter what you want to sell, you need to be a marketing company first, and look at all the free social media marketing companies are out there. So, make sure you understand that before you get into business. And then it becomes easy. When I would do my Facebook Lives for my bin store, literally I'd do it a week before we open, and boom, there'd be 100 people in line for the store. So how did you guys handle marketing?
Pretty much that. Facebook. Anything that will cost you money, like I know you always say TV ads, radio ads are not worth it. I tend to agree. If you're gonna drop 1,500 on radio commercials or TV commercials, that money will do much better on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram ads, things of that nature, right? Just think about the nature of our society nowadays. Everybody's just hanging out on their phones at all times, and if nice find or a bin store just keeps popping up, $7 air fryer, $7 air fryer, $7 AirPod, they're gonna want to come. They're at least come check it out, or at least they're gonna creep up on your Facebook group and see, oh, this isn't too far. I can do my birthday shopping there, or my mom's birthday, or whatever, quinceañera coming up, right? And that Facebook, 100%. I agree.
I agree, man. It's so crazy what you can do nowadays. Remember, it used to be you had to go to legacy radio stations, legacy TV stations to advertise. That's gone. I got 2 bits of advice. Okay, first of all, you do your ad, your picture, whatever you want to do, or a video, and put it on your local websites that are like garage sale sites. I mean, I know right here in Lakeland, Florida, we have 40,000 people in our garage sale site. I'm sure in Chicago must be 1 million people, right? So imagine being able to put an ad in front of that many people for free. Yeah. That's
and the best thing is you can actually track this stuff on Facebook to see if your money is working for you, right? You put up a radio or a billboard, let's say a billboard. You put it up, like, how are you going to know how many people actually saw it? How many people actually came to your store because of that? The beauty of Facebook advertising is that you know exactly, like, hey, I spent $150 and 8,000 people saw my picture, nice fine picture, or 8,000 people saw my Facebook Live of my $100 boost. And that will play a huge factor, is how you can scale, and how, maybe I'll drop in an extra $200. Now 16,000 people will see it, right?
Yeah. And so you need to get your message in front of people, all the time. You need to be top of mind to them, not bottom of mind. So whenever they're thinking, oh, let's go shopping, hey, let's try that new bin store, or hey, let's go see Damien. Promoted ads is another good thing on Facebook. So how you do a promoted ad is you go to your store and you look at your customers, right? You look at your customers. What does your average customer look like? Is it female? Is it male? What's the age range? And then you can go to Facebook, create an ad, and only send it to those people. So maybe it's women, between the age of 30 and 50 that live within 10 miles of my store, or 5 miles of my store, depending on how many people are in your area. And then you can send ads directed right at them, specifically for them, to increase what you're already getting in your store. So use promoted ads, use the free ads, but keep getting your message out there all the time, all the time, no matter what business you're in.
You can't put out too much, in my opinion. We're posting pictures, we're posting just random photos of our logo, just nice find, just constantly flashing it before your eyes, yet be via the Facebook stories, Instagram stories. It's super easy to grow an Instagram account, guys. Like, if you need any help, just shoot me a message. It's really easy. TikTok, we kind of hopped on it. We haven't done it the way it should be done, but now we're strategizing and definitely going to launch a nice little TikTok campaign using some influencers and things like that. But Facebook is free. I mean, you can just, and we ran tests where, let's say before $2 day, on $3 day, I will have somebody go take photos of the best 40, 50 items, right? And you'll take some photos of some candles that are left over, maybe some Tide detergent, just random things that are in the store. And you're like, hey, tomorrow's $2 day. Come snag it before $1 day, because it will be gone. And we did this for 2-3 weeks, and just $2 day doubled. And then we stopped. We didn't post pictures. Let's see what happens on $2 day when we don't do the photos. Back to zero. Back to where we were at. Back to that half.
Yeah.
And all it takes is 20 minutes of just taking some photos around the store and posting it, and it's literally free. And if you want to do a little extra, and you can boost it for $50 to $150, and I'm telling you guys, it'll double your sales, especially on those lower price days.
Great advice, man. Awesome advice. Let me see. We're getting a lot of comments here. Have you had trouble securing a lease on a location when it comes to a new startup without prior financials to show? I had some landlords ask for that. I've never had anybody ask me for financials in a commercial lease. I mean, they want to see, well, I guess with my big store, 110,000 square feet, since my rent's like 30,000 a month, they which is actually $3 a square feet, which is cheap. Yeah. Yeah, they did want it, but my bin stores, they never asked, because I'm going in C plazas. I'm not going in A or B plazas, and C plazas are desperate for tenants, because you're a destination location. You're not a convenience shop. It's not like you need gas. You look up and look for a gas station, right? People are coming to find you. They want to save money, so they come and find you. So typically in C locations, they just want your money. You can get them first in security. Sometimes they want first, last in security, but they just want their money. And if you can just give them the first in security, they're going to be happy. They'll let you roll on a lease. They've never done a credit check on me or anything like that.
They didn't make you a personal guarantee the lease?
They do. I've never had a lease where they didn't make you personally guarantee it. So yes, they do make me personally guarantee it.
So we had no prior history, like business history, I guess, credit history. So they made us personally guarantee and then show us their was it bank statements, or that you had enough to cover the X term of the lease in the bank,
right. Oh, really?
In your personal assets.
That's interesting. So yeah, so Damien did have to show financials to get his lease, and maybe because it's a little better location. I don't know. I don't go in good locations.
I don't know if this is a C or a B. It's definitely not an A, but I'm not sure if it's a C or a B, to be honest. If I'm being honest with you, no idea. Right. We just kind of picked it on the fact that there's 4 or 5 thrift stores in the area. And whenever I went to visit the thrift stores, they were just booming. I'm like, all right, if the thrift stores are booming, if I smack a bin store right in the middle of it all, it should do fairly well. Because the audience, what you're looking for is the thrift store audience, right?
That's a great idea. That's a super great idea. We never brought that up before. But I know when I was flipping merchandise from thrift stores, I did it for years. I had like a path that I took, right? One to the other, to the other. And if you're in that path, I'm going to stop at your store because I'm all about making money, right? Yeah. So that's a great idea, being located next to a thrift store, right next door to a thrift store. Hell, who cares,
I'm actually inside an old thrift store. So this was Walgreens. Then it was a thrift store for 8-9 years. And now it's Nice Find. And once I heard that it was a thrift store, I'm like, people that have been shopping at the thrift store are going to just kind of swing by to see what's going on in their old thrift store, right? So that was the idea of it.
That's a great idea. Great idea. All right. But I also wonder if there's anybody out there that does operate in an A location, and pays premium rent. How does that work out for you, because, listen, my opinion is my opinion. I mean, it's not set in stone, and I'm willing to change it. So if anybody has a better experience in these better locations, let us know. I'd be interested to hear about that. And I have heard of people having 30,000 square foot bin stores, which blows my mind, right? Like, holy cow. What are they putting out? Like 3 truckloads a week? But I would like to try one of those. I'd like to own the world's biggest bin store. That's my goal.
Can definitely see you doing it too.
I love it. All right. My 2 facilities are over 175,000 square feet. I buy 35 to 55 truckloads a week, and I can't get it direct. It's almost impossible. 3 companies control the whole United States. Wow. I can't see who put that. Can you see who put that?
Just says
it says Facebook user. Stan can see. I think Stan's got the master controls. No?
Stan's the man. Stan's the one that got me on here.
Yeah, I know, right? You and Stan had a couple shots together in Vegas, right?
Stan is the man. Let me tell you guys.
He's the talent behind all of this. None of this would be happening without
you guys should have seen Stan in Vegas. He had like a tactical vest with all his batteries and cameras and microphones and 3 GoPros. And I was like, man, this is intense.
Yeah. It's so cool. You know what? Stan has the new GoPro, right? It's the 360 GoPro.
Yeah.
And he just did a walk around in my store the other day, right? So I just put that on our YouTube yesterday. But you can literally, on your phone, you can turn it everywhere, right? And see everything in my store. So I'm thinking my customers can watch that video and they, because then you're going to, anytime you put a picture on Facebook, they're like, oh, how much is that chair, right? Or how much is that item? Or, so now they can view my whole store. If you look down, you can see Stan's head. It's kind of funny because he's holding the GoPro like this. Oh, it's so cool. Technology is so awesome. So yeah, 175,000 square feet. You must be a super large truck seller or a pallet flipper. So that's incredible. That's a big facility. Yeah, and so that's a testament to what we're saying. They buy between 35 and 55 truckloads a week, and they still can't get a contract. 3 people. I know. Do you know the contract holders? I know Excess Limited is one of them, right?
Access Limited, Essex.
Essex, yep.
Yeah. I people say there's 3 or 4. There's more. It's contracts are given out by facilities. So there's going to be a contract holder that literally has the Amazon facility in northern Wyoming that no one's going to consider a contract holder, but they do have contracts for those facilities. So they do go by state, by region. They contract out the facilities themselves. So there's definitely more than 3 or 4, in my opinion.
Okay, excellent.
Because some facilities release 1 or 2 trucks. It's not always 40, 50, 60 trucks. It could be 1 or 2 trucks, depends on the metropolitan area that you're in.
All right. On restock day, do you make sure all the high volume stuff are out or hold back lower value items to make sure you get the most sale on the first day? How do you handle the higher value items?
For us, we have a thing that it's our pride and joy, I call it. We put out anything and everything. All right. If it's out on Saturday or Friday, it's going to be there till Dollar Day. So we don't skim our bins. I don't add to the bins before Dollar Day. I don't add more dollar stuff. Everything that's going to be out for the week is getting put out on that Thursday and Friday restocks. And that's going to be there till it sells, or we clean it out on Wednesday.
How do you pull, like I found this S21 in an Amazon Smalls pallet. Would you pull that out and sell it on eBay?
Recently, yes. Due to my buddy Colton Carlson, he convinced us that e-commerce is a must. And the minute we started doing e-commerce, and we're fairly recently new to it, the minute we started e-commerce, we've seen exponential growth. Seriously, you can get much better returns. Just by selling. It's not even about pulling the AirPods or Beats or whatever, because we do leave those in the bin so people do have a reason to line up. But it's water pumps or pool filters. You have these pool filters that are like $80, $90, $120 a filter, and they're not going to sell even on Dollar Day. So might as well pull that and throw it up on e-commerce, right? Or very specific brake pads or carburetors. Like, you're not going to find a buyer for a carburetor for a 1985, Buick.
Yeah, I get it. And we do the same thing. Now, I'm sure our people that are watching right now, we have some customers watching, and we also have some bin store owners watching, and just regular flippers watching. So, but what you have to understand is, there's some things that are high value that are hard to sell that we want to we have to put those items on eBay or Amazon or whatever platform we want, in order to be able to deliver all the value to you and the other stuff. We're not pulling out $50, $75 items. We're pulling out, $100, $500 items, because what we can do is we can pay for the majority of the load with those items we find, and then we can deliver the value to you. Then we don't care if everything sells on bag day or Dollar Day. We don't care, because we can get the value out of the really expensive stuff, and then you can buy all the $50 stuff for $1 that you want, and then you can go make money at a flea market or whatever platform you're selling on. So Precisely. It works. It makes the industry, it makes the bin store work, because if you're just dumping everything in there, no matter what it is, you're just not getting the value that you need, because these truckloads are expensive. These truckloads aren't cheap.
And I feel like, I don't know, Tom, do you do Target? Do you do Target GM in your stores?
I don't have a direct source for that, but I have bought, I don't know, maybe 30 loads off of B stock, the unmanifested ones. So I'm fortunate because I have my liquidation store, so I can take all the furniture and big coolers and stuff like that, throw them here. All the HPC, high piece count stuff, can go into my bin store.
That's exactly where I was headed. So I don't have an outlet, like an official outlet for the furniture or for the big coolers, right? I don't have a site on my store that's 50% off retail. We tried it, just didn't work in our opinion. But like you said, it's just our opinions. Didn't work for our area. We decided to just run with straight bins and no liquidation side. But knowing what I know now is that you have to bring the cost of the truck down. And if if I put out a 8-10 dressers for $7 that I could have gotten maybe $400 or $500 for, I'm gonna lose sooner or later. I'm gonna lose. So we kind of worked backwards and found an outlet for these. Just contacting other furniture stores in the area and liquidation, just stores and anyone else that does this kind of secondhand merchandise, and found a couple buyers. Now when I bring in a Target GM, we literally strip all the high piece count stuff, leave all the big stuff, furniture, headboards, cabinets, desks, things of that nature, and I just sell it as a wholesale pallet to my furniture friends and my my furniture buyers. And that helps me bring the cost of the load down, because instead of getting, for those 20 pieces, getting $140, I'm getting $2,500. And that brings the cost of my truck down, making my high piece count actually worth something and profitable.
Yeah. So the whole system, I think, works for us and the buyers, and everybody benefits from having that kind of system. So,
and that's the mentality you got to have, right? Everybody's got to win. And I think this is why, you do your YouTube and you do these lives, and I try to follow and replicate what you've been doing. But everybody needs friends, and everybody just, as long as everybody eats, everybody wins.
Exactly. Somebody's doing a shout out to Colton there. Colton, buddy, if anybody in the world, it is you. Know that it's tough, but I'm trying. So, all right, what about when we get it direct through a major contract holder, we go to Amazon and bid on facilities on our behalf? It has almost always not been a good deal for us. The loads are not consistent. All right, that's from Barrett Schaefer. So he said, we get it direct through a major contract holder. They go to Amazon and bid on the facilities on our behalf. It has almost not been a good deal for us. The loads are not consistent. That's interesting. So he's buying through a contract holder and getting it direct, but I agree they're not consistent. I mean, especially during the virus time, man. How many masks did you get, man? I probably got over 1 million masks and all the stuff that we got, and you just got to deal with all the bad stuff, and that's what Bag Day sale is, we actually boxed up all of our masks and stored them. And now the variant is out. Everybody's asking for masks again. So, it's actually was a blessing that we got so many masks before, although we were complaining when we were getting them. But yeah, it is. This business is inconsistent, and you just got to deal with that. You got to find. It's like if you find a good load, you got to hold on to it and just go with it and keep it, and not tell anybody about it, and buy every one that person gets. I mean, we talk about that all the time on this channel.
And
the newbies come.
It might dry up. It might dry up, and it's nobody's fault. It's just the way of the business.
Yeah, the newbies come on here and they're like, "Hey, where do I buy the best loads?" You're like, "All right, I'm going to tell you where I get my honey maker." Right? No, I'm not going to tell you that. But I want to give everybody the information. But you just can't give up. I buy 90% of my stuff local, and I've been buying from this guy for 6 years, and I don't let him sell to anybody else. Not that I don't let him. I buy everything he's got if I need it or not. So sometimes I have 100 extra pallets. Sometimes I have 2 extra pallets. So, and then when I get extra, I do sell them to the public. But I don't want to sell to the public. I have to, because I want to keep buying from my guys. So I'm lucky to have it local. It must be different. Where did I go? Uh-oh, man, we are getting tons of questions. Tom, is that the new store you're in? Oh, no, this is a store up in Chicagoland. So Stan that's a background for us. We got a green screen here. Stan, put me on the beach, will you? Put me on the beach. All right, where were we at? When you put things online, it helps you recover your money for the truckloads back faster. When you buy more trucks, your customers get new inventory more frequently, makes the process better for everyone. I agree. 100%. Joe said, "What's up, everyone? Great work, gentlemen. Tons of PPE." Barrett said that. That's for sure. Tons of PPE. But now I'm kind of happy. You know what we did yesterday? We had 6 pallets of sanitizers. Sometimes Goodwill will get you way farther than anything in this business, in this life. And so because of the power of Facebook, because of the power to be able to share things. So one of the best things, so when Corona first hit, we found a company that made sanitizer. Remember, you'd go to the gas station, it'd be this little thing for $8, right? Because nobody had sanitizer. We got it in 55-gallon barrels. So we poured it into water bottles and sold it at our cost. So it was $1 for a water bottle, where everybody else would be charging $20. And we put it on Facebook, and it went viral, over 1 million hits. So because we gave away our product at cost, so yesterday we just did a Facebook Live. We have 6 pallets of the small sanitizer bottles. So we're giving away to schools. So if you're part of the school, we'll give you 10 cases of sanitizer for free. That's going viral. So remember, when you get that kind of stuff, Goodwill might bring you more than the sale, because not everybody's knocking your door down to buy this stuff. If you give it away free and then you get 1 million hits on your post, I mean, what's that going to bring you? That's going to bring you a lot of business. And that's what it's about, right?
Got to think long term. You never know. That person that bought that $1 water bottle might have a truckload for you in 10 years because they started a brokerage, or they're working at Target and they need a liquidation contract, right? You never know. It really is that simple.
You never. That's right. We talk about relationships. You mentioned it earlier. You build relation. You know what? You got to utilize every second of your time to build relationships. Gary Vee said it, I think, to me one time. He said it to me, right? Just to me.
I was about to say, Gary Vee?
Yeah. So he's always about relationships. So I got a Hooters right outside here, and I like their wings, right? I kind of like a few other things there too, but their wings are great. And I'm sitting at the bar eating my wings. It's like my quiet time. I'm watching sports. And next to me is a guy with an Amazon shirt on, right? An Amazon shirt. And I'm thinking, and I got an Amazon distribution center in my town. I'm like, that guy probably works at Amazon. And I didn't talk to the son of a bitch. I did not talk to that guy. And then I heard Gary Vee say, you got to talk to everybody. Anytime you get anywhere, in an elevator, at a bar, in a restaurant, anywhere you're at, talk to these people, because you never know when somebody's going to change your life. Yeah. That one person can change your whole life, your whole existence. You just have to.
They're just people. If anything, they'll just be like, hey, piss off. Leave me alone. That's the worst thing that's happening, right?
Right. The downside is, telling you piss off, and the upside could be millions.
Yep.
Why wouldn't you take that chance? And, I'm trying. It's not easy, but you always need to take that chance. You need to talk to everybody you can, and you're going to be successful. So, all right. Anybody doing auction sites? This guy here has made it a franchise model with 10+ auction sites and supplies all of them. He is now expanding to nearby states. He is one buying all Amazon in my state. Huh. That's David awesome. Brunt put that in there. I don't know. Maybe that's Amazon mediums and larges. I mean,
I would.
You could probably do it.
It depends. Are they local auctions, or did they just build out a whole eBay, a personal eBay?
Model with 10+ auction sites. I'm not sure, but I also see those. The people doing it on Facebook, putting the products up for sale for auction. Instant auctions.
The majority of our resellers, they usually just get started on Facebook Marketplace, and that's kind of when when a new reseller will come into our store. I just advise them, like, listen, just take $100, come on a Friday or Saturday, buy stuff that you think you'll be able to sell on Facebook. And that's kind of how to get them started, right? Once they see that they flipped those 4, 5, 6 items and made, and doubled their $100, then they can start getting involved in eBay, right? And shipping and things like that, because it gets a little bit more complicated. But selling in those garage groups on Facebook, very, very easy money with this Amazon stuff, or Target stuff too.
Definitely. All right. 18+ hours a day, but I'm a general manager for 4 locations and 3 warehouses over 200,000 square feet. I only make $500 a week, but I tell you the perks go a long way. I today and working for later in life when I'm ready to quit or sell out. Very, very good business if done correctly. Yeah, so 4 locations, 3 warehouses, over 200. Wow, 200,000 square feet. I only make $500 a week.
You're getting underpaid. Sorry, whoever you're,
yeah.
You're definitely getting underpaid.
Come work for me.
Yes, please. Oh, I will pay. I'll pay you $600 to run my 14,000 square foot store. It'll be much easier, I promise.
Yeah. But just being in this business is incredible. There is so many opportunities. You know, so yeah, it's all about building wealth, Jason. You know, so I don't care what you make sure you're putting 10-20% of that aside in appreciating assets. My favorite's crypto. You got to go on a journey. Being rich is a journey. Okay, it's a 20-year journey, in my opinion, and you have to decide to take that journey. I started 18 years ago, and I'm 2 years away from being rich. Okay, so everybody has to go through it, but you have to change your mentality from trading your time for money and spending all that money. All right, you have to invest. You have to build your wealth. So, we're all doing that, Damien. You're definitely doing it up there in Chicago. So look, it's been
mentality, right? I'm assuming you read that book, right? Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Absolutely.
That's an easy
Robert
read.
Kiyosaki.
Hasn't read that? Just do it. There's a great audiobook. It's on YouTube. It's free. That book will really, really simplify these things for you. And it's a cliche now, I think, to just talk about that book because everyone read it. But if you haven't, you should. Still great value.
Yeah. And knowledge is free out there, man. Knowledge is free. Dedicate 80% of your time to knowledge, and you're going to change your life. You're going to change everything in your life, and it's going to happen in transitions. I went from Bigger Pockets, which is a real estate podcast, to Gary Vee, to Grant Cardone, and then I got into crypto, and everything along the way changed my mind and changed my wealth. But you got to decide to go on that journey. Got to go on that journey. So listen, it's been almost an hour, Damien. I am impressed with you. I love you, man. You know that. I'm going to be back in Vegas. I don't know. Isn't that show like every 6 months?
I don't know if I can go in 6 months.
I don't know if Stan's liver can handle every 6 months.
Financially, physically, mentally, emotionally, I'm recovering still. So, yes, but I think it is every 6 months. I believe it is.
Okay. So how do people get a hold of you, Damien?
Facebook, look up Nice Find on Facebook, Damien Polak on Facebook. You can email us at info@nicefindstores.com. Literally just Google Nice Find and you will find me there. I'm doing the lives, or I'm sharing stuff, or I'm commenting. And if you guys have any questions when it comes to bin stores, hit me up. Tom, thank you for having me. Thank you for the shout outs. Seriously, amazing, man. You're doing great. God's work here.
Awesome. Thanks for coming on, guys. Hey, Resale America is my store, the world's largest liquidation store. Oh, no, I got an announcement I got to make. So in our bin store in Port Richey, on Monday, we're giving away a grill, right? We're giving away a grill. So go on down there. That's in Jasmine Plaza in Port Richey, on Route 19 in Port Richey. We're doing a giveaway. No, I think it's Saturday. They're giving away the grill Saturday for Labor Day. So go in there. We're giving away a $400 grill. Go see Jen. Say hi to Jen. My other bin stores in Winter Haven, Florida. Vegas down there running that store. Resale America is my store. Liquidation Motivation's my channel. Now go out there and make some money. And today we bought a $50,000 Target Electronics load. Canon EOS Rebel T7. Look at this. GoPro 8. Galaxy S20. Beats Studio 3, Apple AirPods. Look at this. Uh-oh. Samsung Galaxy Buds. Apple Watch. Look at that one. Rose gold. Everybody wants rose gold. 6 terabyte. I think it's a Tab A. Power Beats Pro. 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 I don't even know.